Hello and welcome to the third installment of this massive, insane book haul. I recently came across over 200 modern and vintage science fiction and fantasy novels at one time, and I have slowly been unboxing them and seeing what goodies I managed to pick up, because I was honestly just trying to pick as many up as possible, as fast as possible, because I wanted them all to myself. And that is because not only did I want some for myself, but I also wanted to share them with you. So any books that I unbox in this video that I don't expressly say I'm keeping are going to go up for sale on Whatnot. I buy and sell vintage and modern books and clothing, and that is what I do for a living. So that auction on Whatnot will be on August 29th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will of course have a link down below. If you are new to Whatnot and sign up using my link, you will get $15 off credit towards your purchase of the book. You do have to pay taxes and shipping. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started with something amazing. This is James Blish, A Case of Conscience, and a really nice, very shiny trade paperback. This does look new, and it's got a nice bald head. And I will also have to look inside every single one of these books, because if you did not see the first two installments of this, both of them I have found at least one book signed by the author. So this is exciting. All right, so we've got James Blish, A Case of Conscience. This is Cage Baker. I got another Cage Baker book that came with a receipt inside of it for some reason. So this is Sky Coyote by Cage Baker, and a company novel. And of course I will put hopefully a picture of the book over here, because my autofocus is shot on this camera. So that way you guys can still see the book even if you can't see the book, if that makes sense. Oh, I'll get that in a second. This is Gardens of the Sun, another Paul McAuley book. I say another because I've actually found several Paul McAuley. I think Paul McAuley is a UK author, from my understanding. This is a nice big boy trade paperback. It looks like a lot of books in here are trade paperbacks. And this is, nope, this one is a United States printing. But Paul McAuley, Garden of the Sun. Ooh, okay, so we got a DJ Compton, but this is a SF Masterwork, one of the yellow ones. This is DJ Compton, The Continuous Catherine Mortonhoe. And I did mention in my previous videos that if you see anything in here that I absolutely must keep, let me know, and I will consider pulling it from the auction, because everything should be listed by the time this video comes out. So this video is coming out on Monday, and then the next day is the auction. That's how I normally do this. So, you know, you got to be quick. This is Canada price. So I'm guessing these all came from somewhere in Canada, which is crazy, because I am in Virginia and this looks brand new. Unread SF Masterwork. And so this is why I was laughing, okay? So, never mind, I got two of them. So Michael Moorcock was in a silly, goofy mood, and he has this quartet of books, the Colonel Piat Quartet. And when I say he was in a silly, goofy mood, this is Michael Moorcock. And in this quartet, he decided to take a photograph of himself in different hats. I think the fourth one is the one that's the most entertaining to look at. But he's photographed himself on these big trade paper editions, and I got the second volume, it looks like, The Laughter of Carthage, and The Jerusalem Commands, which is the third volume. just a silly man. So we got again volume 2 and volume 3. This was I guess a special release by PM Press. But it looks really nice on a shelf when you have all four of them, but they're all a different color, the spine is, and then it's just a picture of his face in a different hat and outfit. It's wild. But I have two of them. They look brand new. This one has a little bit of a crunching on the spine. Again, some of these did end up falling out of the cart because I got 2 full carts of books, and a nice lady had to rescue me when I filled up the first cart. and got me a second one because she realized that I needed help, and so she was kind enough to help me. Okay, oh, I know what this one is. So this is the most boring cover. We got Man Plus by Frederick Pohl. This is a book I do have to read this year because this is a Nebula Award winner. I was recently gifted a lovely hardcover copy of this, so I could do that, and I'm very grateful for that. But I do have this paperback edition. We're gonna check to make sure it's not signed. I don't think those Michael Moorcock's are signed. This is from 1980. It is not signed, but it is a copy of Man Plus. It does have a chip taken out of the corner there, but otherwise it looks in really good shape. The Very Best of Barry in Williamsburg, with a random pair of glasses there on the front. This is a trade paperback. From Nonstop Press. This appears to be brand new. And it looks like it's a collection of his short stories. Very, very tiny printing. Alright, so brand new trade paperback there. Barry in Williamsburg. We have a Michael Swanwick. I don't know how you would technically pronounce that. With a foreword by Bruce Sterling. This is winner of the Lookas Award, Best Collection. This is Tales of Old Earth, and it's got a big old dinosaur on the front. It's just one brilliant ride after another. It looks like, I guess this is a collection of short stories. It is a collection, it looks like, of short stories. Interesting. Nice big trade paper there. This is not fiction or science fiction. I also picked up a few books in this giant haul of stuff that I thought would sell well on eBay, and or stuff that I was interested in reading for myself. So that is probably an eBay one, and this is also an eBay one. Actually, no, I think this is one I wanted to read myself. Yeah, so this is one I wanted to read for myself. It's The Beginning of Spring by Penelope Fitzgerald. It's just a fiction novel. It felt really nice. It feels really nice. It's just a nice trade paperback. The other one was one I wanted for, whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, so the next one is John Clute, Appleseed. You got some little robots down here on the bottom. I've never heard of Clute. This says it is a space opera, according to Neil Gaiman. This is a space opera, and this is a brand new Tor trade paperback. That's amazing. I was just so shocked about how many brand new books ended up being in this haul overall. Ooh, hello. Oh no! So this is a Fritz Leiber. This is Swords in the Mist. My last unboxing video, I actually ended up unboxing the 4th and the 5th book. And like I said, I was just picking up stuff, so some stuff got mixed into different boxes. Oh no, that's tragic. So we got the 3rd book in the Farad and the Grey Mouser series. I do know that this is technically fantasy. So because I put the other 2 in science fiction, I will go ahead and just put this one in there, even though it's fantasy, and I'm technically pulling all the fantasy for a separate one, but because I put the other 2 in the sci-fi auction, I will go ahead and put this one in as well. Oh well. And this is another one I have a hard time with. So this is Anne McCaffrey's Dragon Harbor. This is a Pern novel that she wrote with her son Todd. And for me, I always thought the Dragon Rider series was fantasy, but apparently it's supposed to be science fiction fantasy because of the genetic engineering, which is why there are dragons. So I guess I'll put this in this auction. But we have a nice little, it's got the original border sticker on it, and it does look like it has been read. It does have 1 crack in the spine. So we're gonna have 2. Fritz Leiber can have some company there. This is definitely fantasy. I'm gonna put that over there. I think that's actually for me to read. And this is for eBay. And, oh, okay. This, I think, is also technically science fiction. This is Michael Chabon's The Yiddish Policeman Union. This is also a Nebula Award winner. I have my own copy as well. This is just a really nice trade paperback with the deckled edges. That's something you guys taught me. And let's see here. I think this is a first trade paper edition. Not signed so far, because I would probably have a heart attack, and then I would definitely keep this one instead. at least until I read it. I'm sorry. My hands are not working. Yep, so this is a first trade paperback edition from Harper. So I've already got a copy of this, so this one can find a new home. That is fantasy. I think, yeah, that's fantasy. I think Christopher Moore's considered fantasy, right? Which, here's the second one, so that's fantasy. That's fantasy. Alright, here we go. So we got an Ian Banks, Look to Windward. This is a pocket book, and it seems to have an uncracked spine. So Ian Banks, Look to Windward. And let's see, what year are you? You are a 2002 printing. So I got that. That's cool. Oh, so speaking of Malmsberg, this is The Cross of Fire by Barry N. Malmsberg. A novel of the future. Interesting. I do like the picture where this guy is like super covered, but he's got space where his face should go. This is a First Ace printing from 1982 and no signature, which is great. That'll go up. We have a Paul Anderson, The Complete Psychotechnic League, Volume 2. This is a Bane book. I don't normally pick up Bane, but I guess I did this time. This is a first print from 2018. I guess is this a collection of short stories? Yeah, I think this is a collection of short stories. That's cool. Another trade paper there. Okay, this one is for me. This is one I picked up for myself. This is Absence by Peter Handke. I need to change my lighting. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, sorry about that. It's getting darker outside, so I had to turn on one of my box lights. This is actually something I picked up for myself. This is Absence by Peter Handke. I just thought it looked really neat. The dust jacket is a little messed up. From 1990. I don't know. I just thought it looked neat, but this is one that I'm keeping for myself. Oh, lovely! Oh, this one is also something I think I'm going to keep. So this is a Jeff Vandermeer book, Hummingbird Salamander. I wonder if that's related to the other one I kept. I don't know. I have to find out. I also know that I recently was given one of his books too, and I just want to make sure I don't have a duplicate. So I will check that and then I guess put here if I'm keeping it or not. Also, I'm really sorry if I seem a lot more low energy this video than in my previous videos. I look as tired. I feel like I look as bad as I feel. I'm having a really bad pain day. One of the reasons why I am self-employed is because of the fact that I do have a couple of debilitating chronic illnesses that make it so life gets very hard sometimes. So I apologize if I'm not my exuberant self, but it's just because I'm in an immense amount of pain and I'm struggling through it. But this is making me feel a little bit better. And the next book I have to show you is Ian Banks' Walking on Glass. This is science fiction, which I was surprised about. This does appear to be another new Ian Banks book. This is the second book, I think, in this series where they're not technically a trilogy, but they all come together somehow. I don't know, but this is apparently supposed to be science fiction. So there's that one. We have another Ian Banks. This is Consider Phoebus, which is the first book in his big old space opera series, I think. I'm learning slowly. This is a Bantam mass market, and this is a first American print from 1991. So that's amazing. I actually got a whole bunch of Ian Banks from this set of stuff. Oh, okay. So I got so this is Michael Moorcock again, except this is Byzantium Endures. So I think this is a vintage publication, and this is the volume 1 of the quartet, it looks. So this is the first book in the quartet, and So I have the first book in the quartet, I have 2 and 3 that match, and then the book that I guess matched this one, because it was also a vintage print, not like a vintage print like it was vintage, but the vintage press print. That was one of the Ex Libris books, and I sold that last time. So I actually had the entire quartet too, with different book editions. But that's what happens when you get like too many boxes of books and you can't handle them all at the same time because it's too many boxes of books. But if you would like to start the Payat Quartet, I can help you out with that. So here's this is like a brand new vintage press edition. So I guess, oh well, maybe there's another 4th book in here. Who knows? Ooh, The Player of Games. This is an Orbit copy. Player of Games. This is, I think, also part of that big book series as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is, yeah. But this is a different edition than the ones I had sold before. So this is a 1990 reprint of this book. Really cool. Again, kind of amazing that I got so many Ian M. Banks considering he is a UK author. Ooh, what's this? Kurt Vonnegut's The Sirens of Titan. Another SF masterwork. This is amazing. I do not think this is one of the Kurt Vonnegut's I have. I will double check. I think this is one that I wanted to read. Again, I will put here if I kept this one or not, because I do want to read more Kurt Vonnegut. I have been holding on to a lot of his that I found in the wild. If I decide to keep this, I will let you know over here. I'm not sure if I have this one or not, so I will set this aside. We have another Robert Heinlein, Fram's Freehold, and a Bane cover. That's cool. You would have peace, then prepare for war. It's a little wavy gravy here on the front, but this is a second printing from 1998. That is a very, very busy front. Any book accepted as cash. Man, I would be rich if that were the case, if I could just give you a book and you accept that as cash. Science fiction's most controversial novel. That is quite the claim. I wonder why. I wonder why that was considered the most controversial book. I feel like that's not, for Heinlein, I don't feel like that's a true statement, but here's this one. That's going up for sale. We have Kim Stanley Robinson, The Martians, in this beautiful cover. This is gorgeous. I just like the colors. It's a lot of nice jewel tones. The Martians. But this is a Bantam mass market. And this is a first print from the year 2000. Very shiny cover. That one. Ooh, okay, so we have A.E. Van Vogt, The Weapon Shop of Isher. And this little, I think that's supposed to be a weapon? I don't know, it doesn't look like any gun I've ever seen, but it's got like a handle that he's holding. This is an Ace print from what year? 1951. Amazing. That's cool. That's going up. We got Paul Anderson. I think this is science fiction. It's got a monkey on an elephant. I think this is science fiction. Brainwave by Paul Anderson. That is a wild cover. This is a Ballantine paperback from 1978. That's wild looking. It's just the chimpanzee holding a rifle, a shotgun, it looks like, on an elephant. That's a thing that exists. We got J.G. Ballard, The Kindness of Women, the sequel to Empire of the Sun. Okay, I think this is a alternative history book. I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure somebody will tell me in the comments. Y'all have been super helpful. This is a 1992 first print by Grafton. That's interesting. Oh, wow. Wait, is this the same lady? That's so exciting. Okay, So this is The Adventures of Alex by Joanna Russ. This is a Timescape pocketbook. Oh, this is a continuation. I didn't realize she kept, oh, that's so cool. Okay, so I recently reviewed Picnic on Paradise, which is where you're first introduced to Alex, who is a temporal agent, and I reviewed that book on my channel. I will link that up above, but I'm definitely keeping this because I really, really liked that book, and I would like to read more about Alex and see what other adventures she got into. That's super exciting. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, I'm keeping this one. That's going in my keep pile. Sorry. I might sell it after I read it, but I'm definitely going to read it first. So this is Robert A. Heinlein, The Door into Summer, with this cat. A cat that looks like she's wearing Lulu Dallas's little white outfit. Is this fantasy? It's science fiction. It does look like it had some kind of tape down there and that got peeled off and tore all the cover. That's weird. A lot of tanning inside, and this is that's not a 1956. 1986, sorry. First Valentine printing from 1986. We love a kitty cover. At least I do. I don't know about y'all. That is something for eBay. Oh, there's my receipt for the book haul. So we got CJ Cherry. Is this fantasy? No, this is science fiction. Okay, CJ Cherry, The Fated Sun trilogy. Oh, so is this an omnibus? Is this the whole thing? It's the whole thing. The whole thing. The whole time. Yep, so it's got book 1, book 2, and book 3 all together. That's fabulous. This is from the year 2000, so if you want a thick boy to read and you want the entire trilogy all together, that's great. This is, it looks new. This is a DAW printing. Love that. We got, what do we got here? We got another Masterworks. Woo! Got an SF Masterwork for R.A. Lafferty. You guys were super adamant that I keep all the Lafferty I found. This one does have the 900 Grandmothers that I was told I had to read. So I might read that before I move this onto it. I don't know. Would you guys... These all got introductions. Why do they have personal introductions to every single... So each one of these short stories has an introduction by some other famous science fiction author, which I feel is unnecessary, but it exists for some reason. It's got a lot of introductions in here. I don't know. Sometimes when I see like these big omnibuses of short stories, I think it would be fun to read all of them and then put them on a tier list. I think that would be kind of funny. See how many people agree or disagree with me. I'm not sure if I'm keeping this or not, just because of the fact that I sold the other one. And you guys said I absolutely needed to read more of Lafferty, so I will put it here if I'm going to sell this or not. Put that aside in the maybe pile. Got another Kim Stanley Robinson. This is Aurora. Really great Orbit. I love these Orbit trade papers. Uncracked Spine, so another brand new Kim Stanley Robinson. This is like what, the 3rd or 4th big trade paper from Kim Stanley Robinson that's a first print and brand new, so 2015. I really feel like I ended up with a bookstore's stock when they went out of business. Harkaday and Boris Strugatsky, Hard to Be a God. Why have I heard of this? Why have I heard of... I feel like I've heard about Matt talk about Strugatsky. But I don't think this is the one that he was talking about. I'll have to double check, but I will... This is another SF Masterwork, so I will put that over there unless I keep it, in which case I will save that over here. Okay, so we have Bernard Wolfe and an SF Masterwork. This is Limbo. Fabulous. SF Masterwork Limbo. So I've got a couple of Masterworks, I think, in this one. Or no. Yeah, a couple of Masterworks. Next book is Zeitgeist by Bruce Sterling. Lovely little butterfly there. This is a Bantam SF, and it looks brand new. Again, another nice brand new book. This is from 2001. And another Bruce Sterling. This one has been read. This is Global Head. I'm not a child. I will not laugh at that. And this looks like it is from 1994. Global Head. And then the last book in the box is The Puppet Masters by Robert A. Heinlein. In quite the cover. It's a Del Rey SF. So no signed ones this time. Maybe I got all the signed ones in the first two boxes. This is from 1990. Alright, so, okay, so this seems to have been the smallest box out of all of them, but I still have another box behind me, and there were several like fantasy books in this one for some reason. So hopefully I will see you guys on Tuesday if you are interested in any of the books that I have shown you. If not, I will hopefully see you all in the next video, and until then, bye! Bye!
Hero, hero. Hero, hero. I wanna be a hero, hero.